the games begin. I wanted to share my collector's special People magazine about the Hunger Games with you. And I'm going to be chewing gum, especially for my friend Marty, at his request. Very supportive viewer in the ASMR community, so thank you, Marty. I decided to use this because one of the most important parts of staying alive in the Hunger Games and the wilderness is access to water. So, and then also, to me, the round concave shape kind of represents the idea that the arena in the games is totally self-contained and completely controlled at the whim of the game makers. So thought I'd use that. Before I start, I wanted to do a few sounds for you. When Katniss, the lead character, first enters the arena, the tributes have nothing, and there's 20-something of them, and they're all, the whole point of the games is only one person can live. Okay, and they're all between the ages of 12 and 18. So Katniss, when she first goes in, she only has a few supplies that she's able to get right off the bat. She loses some bread, but then she, through a lot of struggle, she's able to get a, not this kind of knife obviously, but she gets a long serrated knife with a serrated edge near the handle in the book version of the games. She gets and again, this is the book version. She gets a sheet of plastic that she folds and tucks in her pocket as she's walking and fleeing from the main area of the arena. And then she gets a pack again through some very difficult efforts. And in the pack there is a sleeping bag made of metallic material meant for retaining body heat. It also has a coil of wire. Probably can't charge your iPhone with it, but coil of wire. So, a pair of sunglasses. Book of Matches. And a pack of crackers, some beef jerky strips, dried beef, and a bottle of iodine, and a plastic container with a plastic cap for holding water, half-gallon. But she's frustrated because it does not contain any water. And again, that's the most important thing. I also happen to have this off of some the fake floral stuff, and this looks very, very similar to what's called Nightlock in the Hunger Games. And if you eat this, it's very, very deadly, like instantly deadly. And this plays a very important role in the story. So, that's that. Happened to fall off my little fake flower plant. So, let's get started. First off, I love the Hunger Games. I first listened to the audiobook series when we were driving up to Yosemite National Forest in Northern California. And we listened to most of the book as we were driving through the vast, beautiful Yosemite National Forest, one of the most beautiful areas on the planet. So it was kind of cool because we really had the feel of the Hunger Games all around us as we were listening to this book, which takes place in a lot of foresty things. The audiobook reading by Carolyn McCormick is it is the best audiobook performance I have ever heard in my life. I highly suggest, and it doesn't matter if you've seen the book or seen the movie or read the book. It's so good. It will only add to your love of the Hunger Games. So, she's just really talented. Every inflection in her voice of every character, and she keeps you on the edge of your seat. So, I did see the movie on Friday. So my little review is that they did such a great job, and anything they added to the film only added more information to the story after reading the book. Anything they changed for time's sake, I think just helped make it so that once you read the book, it'll take your breath away even more when you know more about it. So, about the story. So, this is the movie that even if you see the movie first, you can read the book, listen to the audiobook afterward, and still have an amazing experience. So this is Katniss, the main character, played by Jennifer Lawrence, and my first name, which makes me very happy because if I could add the name Katniss to my middle name, which my middle name is my mom's name, but if I could add a second middle name and have it be Katniss, I would. That's how much I love this heroine character of this book. So, they just did such a great job with casting. Okay, this is Gale, who plays Katniss's best friend, and they live in one of, used to be 13 districts, now it's 12 districts. They live in the 12th district of the country of Pan Am. And all of the districts outlying around the capital, which controls the country, are destitute. And they're very hardworking, they're half starving, and just the poorest of the poor. Whereas everyone who lives in the capital has everyone that, it's like the epitome of excess in the capital, to the point that fashion and waste and food and all that. So Gale and Katniss have to really fight for their families to survive, and so they kind of band together to support each other. This is Peeta. He's the other male lead in the story, and everyone has to wear the same exact outfit pretty much once they enter the games. So this would be him in the arena. This is Katniss in her Hunger Games garb, and then this is the Mockingjay pin, which is very central to the story. I don't want to say too much about it to spoil or anything, but very important. And again, the way that this pin enters the story in the book and the movie are different. It's a little more fleshed out in the book, but I don't think the way they did it in the movie took too much away. And then it's on fire because Katniss becomes known as the girl who was on fire, for reasons that shall be revealed to you. I just love this ad so much, and I know that this ad is in here because, and looks like this because of the fashion and style in the capital, and the fashion of the games being so bold, bright colors, because like, yeah. See, let the games begin. This is Katniss running for her life through the arena. And this is Peeta's character is a baker, and even though you can see how the shop is worn down, but his family's considered like the middle class of District 12. And I really love a lot of the themes in this story. Katniss's father is a big central part of how she got to be how she is, because he was killed in an accident, and it just tore her family apart and her mom apart, and she really had to band together and be there and feed their family, basically. So this is Katniss and Gale out hunting illegally outside of the district, and then they take their game and trade it on the black market, because otherwise people die of starvation all the time in this dystopian society. Okay, this says, I've never done a movie like this. It was like some weird summer camp. And it's Jennifer Lawrence. And the sheer physical stamina and agility you would need to take on the role of Katniss, or any of these roles, is astounding, because it's non-stop action. That's why guys and girls alike will love this story. On your seat, edge of the seat, action, and she's constantly getting injured. Constantly. So, I commend her for that. This is the Hob, which is the black market of District 12, where Katniss would take her game to trade for things her family needs to stay alive. Notice the Katniss blade is a city cat. This is the reaping scene. The ceremony to select the District 12 tributes proved to be an emotionally grueling scene to film. It was extremely moving, says Elizabeth Banks. Even being there through 12 takes of it, I was touched as a fan, as an actress, and as Effie Trinket. And then this is Primrose, who is Katniss's sister, and her mom. And again, I won't go too much more into it in case you haven't seen it yet. But it's a really powerful picture, I think. This is Katniss and Primrose saying goodbye. When Jennifer auditioned, she did the scene where Katniss says goodbye to Prim, and it floored me. Director Gary Ross. This is the outfit that she wears to, they have kind of like the opening ceremonies of the Olympics. They have kind of like that kind of ceremony before the Hunger Games. You'll have to watch the movie to see what's so special about this outfit, but there's a hint right here with the flame, and it's how she becomes known as the girl who was on fire, and how she's able to make an impression right off the bat, which proves to be really important in her survival. And this is Cinna, her stylist, in the movie. Each tribute gets a stylist team. And then this is training day. And Peeta is really, really phenomenal at, because of growing up at the bakery, at decorating cakes. So he uses those skills, and he turns out to be amazing at camouflage, which is why his arm looks like a tree. And he doesn't have any particularly strong fighting skills, so it proves to be important. This is Stanley Tucci as Caesar, who's like a Ryan Seacrest type of character, but more flamboyant. And Katniss in her interview, because every citizen of Panem is required to view the Hunger Games. Again, the Hunger Games are punishment for when the 13th District revolted against the Capitol years ago, and ever since then they came up with the Hunger Games as a punishment for all the districts. But it kind of turned into like the Olympics kind of event. Okay, so Peeta, Rue, who's a very important character in the book, and then Glimmer is another tribute. It says the peacekeepers escorting Katniss into the games, and then this is like a chute tube that all of the tributes get raised at the same time into the arena for the Hunger Games to begin. If you see any of these ads for these books and you've read them and they're any good, please let me know. I'm going to be, when I drive home to California tomorrow, I'm going to be listening to the audiobook of The Game of Thrones, which is wildly popular on Amazon, so I'm hoping it's going to be good. It's another fantasy series. Katniss, just impeccably, like, she's just exactly what I pictured Katniss to look like. They couldn't have casted any better than Jennifer Lawrence. And she is, has her signature braid, and she is an expert with a bow, thanks to her father and having to hunt to survive. Let's see if I can fit this in the screen or not. I even braided my hair for this video in homage to my favorite dystopian heroine. Hope you can see that. Okay, if not, I'm sorry. But I might be doing more Hunger Games related videos, and if I do, then I might get that blue eyeshadow in the one ad and braid your hair. You never know. So we'll see if I do a makeup related one. And isn't that a powerful image? And she's only like, I think 14 or 15 at the time, I believe, of being put in this. All the tributes are between the ages of 12 and 18 and have to kill each other. I was obsessed with the book and I wanted this role so bad. Here she is before, for all the gentlemen out there. Very beautiful as a blonde as well. And she was also played Mystique, the younger Mystique in X-Men First Class. And then I've read this first book. It's not as, I didn't find it as good as The Hunger Games, but it's very similar with the dystopian idea. And this book cover is beautiful. It's the most beautiful book covers I've ever seen. But I need to still read those. Peeta. Josh totally captured Peeta's temperament and sense of humor. He is in the games. He was apparently in Journey 2. I haven't seen either of those movies, but I am a huge fan of The Rock. Huge fan. Twice he showed up at my old gym, and I got to work out at the same time he was working out, because I guess he was on location filming there. And that man is shredded in real life, just like he looks like on screen. By shredded, I mean fit, buff, and tall and stuff. So here is them at training day, and it says, so you gotta look out for Jennifer's. We can be trouble, because it said, I got a minor concussion during filming when Jennifer accidentally kicked me in the head. We were goofing off shadowboxing, and suddenly her boot hit me in the temple. Watch out for us girls. Gail, Liam, and I saw that picture already. Yeah, he is Australian, and his brother is his real life brother is the actor who played Thor in the movie Thor. So good on ya, Aussies. You brought two very nice imports to America, so thanks for that. And Liam is also known because he's been dating Miley Cyrus on and off for a while. Lucky girl. Also, don't know that series yet. I love black and white photography. There is the two male leads. Beautiful picture. The tributes. Marvel, Kato, the bad guy, or antagonist. Well, I guess they all are, because they all have to kill each other. Clove, Foxface, but don't get too attached, because everyone has to die except for one. Another thing I could maybe use in a future video, the Hunger Games nail polish line. The fights are like a really messy schoolyard brawl. And this guy, it's a good looking kid too, Alexander Ludwig, but he is a bad guy. And then Rue and Thresh, it's like a big huge guy. He could like break you in his hands if you wanted to, kind of character. Rue is a very important character in the book, and I wanted to see if I could do this for you. There's a whistle that's very important in the book. It's something like that, and hopefully that translates. But Rue and that whistle are related, and you'll have to see why. But that's why you hear that sound when they do the trailer or the commercials for it. You hear that. So. Like that. Rue is shy and sweet, and she cares about Katniss. So she's the youngest tribute. She's like, I think only 12 or something. And behind the scenes, there's Effie, and some effects they were having to do. Another beautiful advertisement for some book series. Now, Again, perfect casting. Perfect. Woody Harrelson is perfect. You couldn't have picked anyone better than him to play Hamish Abernathy, who is Katniss's mentor, and just lush drunk all the time, basically. And he's a former winner of the games. Cinna, played by Lenny Kravitz, the singer, is Katniss's stylist, and he is a very beloved character in the book. Caesar. And then we finally get to President Snow. Boo! Hiss! Bad. He's evil. And then they did a really good job with Seneca Crane, I thought, too. He was the head game maker, and I really liked everything they had going on with his beard and his look. So, here's Effie, and the reason she's so pale, or is like a pale pink hue, is that, again, cosmetic surgery is rampant in the capital, and people actually dye their skin and stuff like that, and go crazy with the fashion. It's excess, basically. This is some of her style, and these are really pretty Jessica Simpson heels, which I would love. I would also love a excuse to wear them, which I don't always get very often, but when they go to Vegas, heck yeah, I would totally rock those. If I can get them on sale at DSW one of these days, maybe I will. However, I would also be just as happy to have these boots. I love boots. And I would love to go back to Yosemite or go camping or whatever soon again. And then this is interview outfit. If you notice, she has these all over her in the interview, over her shoulder for body art. And I think that's it. So, I knew doing this movie would change my life forever, which is true, because I think they just had the biggest non-sequel opening of all time, and this is her silver bow and arrows that she's deadly good at, and she'll be as popular, I believe, as Kristen Stewart for the rest of her life. And I really can't wait till the next movie comes out. So, thanks guys. Hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you all very